Look what's happening all around us right now. Riots are in the streets. Federal agents are being deployed all over this nation, but especially in Minneapolis. Governors and mayors are coordinating behind closed doors, and churches are caught in the middle. There's weather chaos, and I say weather manipulation, economic pressure all over the world, information warfare moving faster than truth. And the strangest part, most people think it's just all isolated stories, but they're not. What you're watching is a pattern. Coordinated chaos, manufactured pressure, and a deliberate shaking meant to confuse, exhaust, and divide. This isn't about left or right. It's about control. You need to know that. And tonight, we're going to show you what connects all of this and why it's accelerating right now and what every believer needs to understand before the next phase unfolds. This is The Big Picture. Let's go.
You're watching The Big Picture.
All right, everybody, welcome in the queen herself. There she is. She's coming in.
It's great to be here. Babe, that was strong.
Thank you.
That was a strong opener. Really proud of you.
Appreciate that.
Really glad to be back with our Big Picture family.
So right off the bat, you probably didn't want me to do this. I'm going to do this full disclosure.
Oh,
you're battling sinuses and something. We're going to claim that's all it is.
They probably would have figured that out in the next 60 to 90 seconds with all the going on.
Yeah. So just look past that and understand that she's already given me the signal. So I think she's going to make it. But if something happens, you have to tap out.
Hey, just pray.
Absolutely.
Send up prayers. I don't want to have to leave, but I don't want to be a major annoyance to this show either.
Oh, no. Well, they're going to pray for you.
I appreciate it.
Big Picture family, I know you're going to pray for the queen tonight. So a lot of stuff's going on.
Lots of stuff's going on.
I mean, when is there not? I mean, come on. This is the world we live in.
Year of
disclosure and acceleration.
Acceleration. And that's why.
Yeah.
If you think a lot of things are going on right now, it's probably going to get more accelerated week by week.
Absolutely. Well, look, this is live, so everybody just hold what you got because my OCD will not let me do this.
Hold what you got. I don't know what that means, but we're about to find out. We're moving pictures around and seeing people's backsides.
I would have not made it. I would not made it for the show. Know that I forgot to change the sign. All right. So look, let's get serious, okay? Because we got a lot of serious stuff to cover. And the first thing that we want to let everybody know, we're praying for you that if you were in the winter storm,
yes,
that was unbelievable.
Intense, very intense.
We were blessed, I'll say blessed, but we were fortunate, I should say, that
we were extremely fortunate.
Yeah, it was just a rain event for us, but a lot of people are still without power and they're still battling. In fact, I didn't even know that it had got to this point, but they're believing that 18 people have lost their lives in this winter storm.
If that is true, but with the amount of devastation, that would be, that's believable. I mean, not just automobile accidents or freak accidents, but just if you don't have heat in your home, come on. You can't stay there indefinitely.
Right.
Something's got to happen to help you out.
Yeah. So let us know in the live chat in the comment section, if you're without power, if you need, if you're in a difficult situation, let the Big Picture family pray for you.
Absolutely.
Because we want to stand in agreement with you. But authorities report that at least 18 people have died as a result of the severe and long-lasting winter storm that hit the United States over the weekend. More snow fell in the Northeast, and hundreds of thousands of people in the South are enduring frigid temperatures without electricity, freezing rain and ice. Among the reported deaths were two young people, a 17-year-old boy in Arkansas and a 16-year-old girl in Texas, who died in sledding accidents. Wow.
See.
The 28-year-old teacher was found dead and covered in snow after leaving a bar in Emporia, Kansas, as temperatures dipped below zero. Emporia police said in a news release after using bloodhounds to find her body. In New York City, 3 people were found dead on the streets over the weekend as the cold weather bore down on residents. Let's just watch this little clip here.
Yeah. This morning, nearly 270 million Americans across the central and eastern U.S. under alert as dangerous winter weather grips much of the country. Parts of Massachusetts buried in 2 feet of snow. Parts of New England seeing snowfall rates up to 2 inches per hour. In Norwood, Mass, a woman dying and her husband seriously injured after they were hit by a snowplow in this parking lot.
My biggest message is please take it seriously. Stay off the roads and check in on your neighbors.
In New York City, the mayor saying at least 6 people died because of the storm as frigid temperatures gripped the tri-state. Up and down the East Coast, sleet and rain creating chaotic driving conditions. Vehicles littered on this highway in Missouri. In the South, more than 1 million without power as thick ice puts pressure on power lines.
There's trees down everywhere and power lines as well.
In Nashville, ice overwhelming the branches on these trees, sending them crashing into the road. Extreme cold causing plumbing problems at this hotel in Oklahoma, part of the ceiling collapsing.
Wow.
And this is the biggest snowstorm that Philly has seen in the last decade. The most snow so far in the last 4 years for places like New York City and other areas. And even though the snowstorm shut down Boston for the second day now, it is not over yet. Another 2 to 4 inches is expected to fall today. And there's a winter storm warning in place until this evening, George.
Wow, that's bad. Now let it be known right now that we're leading with that because we know people are dealing with that. But we're going to go a deep dive later on in the program tonight in weather modification. And a lot of people are saying that this storm was not a normal storm, that it was the way that it tracked, the way that everything about it just didn't seem normal. And a lot of people are reporting, and I've seen a lot of videos, I don't know if you've seen them, that people are saying just before the storm came, it was some of the most intense chemtrails they had ever seen, and then the storm came. So I don't know.
I will say to that, I had observed probably every day last week, for the last week, chemtrails in our skies.
I mean, big time.
Multiple X's, to the point that it made me get my Sky Viewer app, turn my Sky Viewer app on and hold it up to that vicinity of the sky.
You're always trying to figure out what they're blocking.
Because look, you want to make a giant X in the sky outside in my backyard?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm curious. Why are you doing that? And I told you one day, I said, look, Mercury, Venus, and Mars and the sun at this moment are all in a line. Yep. And hey, there's BP.
What's up, BP?
Hi, BP.
Appreciate all the work you do.
Absolutely. BP has been busy. He has been churning out video after video, and we thank him. He's a sky watcher. He's a watchman.
Absolutely.
But lots of chemtrails. And number 2 point I wanted to make is, did we not have a tornado?
Yeah.
In the southern part of our state?
Absolutely, we did.
So
yeah, several other states.
Severe weather. As in lots of rain. I don't really remember hearing reports of a lot of flooding necessarily, but the winds were high, low-grade tornado. We had everything from just cold and rain to ice. I'm sure in the far reaches and corners of our state, there might have been some snow. But I'm thankful because some of these states had 2 feet of snow.
Yeah. Yeah,
and ice on the power lines, ice everywhere. It's just terrible.
Well, from what I understand, and we got several people that are saying that they're still without power that's watching tonight, so we're praying for you guys. But Tennessee and Mississippi was hit hard. I'm sure other places were, but down here in the South.
And that's BP, right? He's in Mississippi?
BP's I think, I don't want to give away his location, but I think we just did. I don't think he's made a secret of that.
No, I don't. I would say in chat, if they have given you an estimate of how long it's going to take to get your power back on, tell us what state you're from and what they're saying to you, what the estimates are.
All right. So, of course, the news of the day is what's going on in Minnesota. So we're gonna have to cover it quite a bit, and it's intense, but we need to go there. And last night, just before we went to bed, I saw that they had the rioters, now we'll call them that, the protesters, rioters, whatever your side you want to call them. I say that they're rioters. I've got another name that I won't even go as intense to say what I really think they are. But they found out that supposedly at least 2 ICE or Border Patrol agents were staying at this hotel, and they stormed the hotel. And this right here, y'all, this is not peaceful protest. Here's the thing. This is
Jacob says paid actors.
Oh, absolutely, 100% paid actors. And here's the thing: that the police never came.
No,
they never came.
Did the mayor come out and say, "Hey, look, we just need to let them burn a few things"? Remember that one?
Yeah, not yet, but that's what they're doing. But yeah,
it feels like we're moving that way.
Yeah.
Police stand down. Just let them burn a few things.
Yeah,
it'll make them feel better, and we can all move on, right? No, they're just going to come back worse the next day.
But what the police chief of Minneapolis did say, hey, look, even if it's proven that this was a justifiable shooting that we're going to cover in depth in just a moment, he said it still should not. I mean, it doesn't make it still doesn't negate. They still need to protest because it's like the people are mad. So it's like he said it doesn't matter if it's justifiable. The people are upset that ICE is here.
Right.
So
and it's not like we're letting them burn some energy off. They're sending in for reinforcements every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like Seattle and Portland.
Oh yeah. They've already got a part. They got, what did they call that in Seattle?
Chad or Chaz.
But what did they call that? I can't remember.
Something zone.
Yeah. Autonomous zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've already done that.
It makes me wonder now if those years, going back however many years that was, were just dress rehearsals for the big dance that we're moving towards right now.
I saw this one guy that was confronting a sympathetic Minneapolis representative that was there for a photo op and all this, and on his jacket he had "Remember 2020," and so it's like they're replaying it. They're replaying it. One of the things that you need to do tonight, it's very, very important for us to stay equipped. I'm going to encourage you to go to LarryRagland.com right off the bat. Just go ahead and make a note that you're going to do that because we want to get you equipped. We got tools there. We got videos there. We got audio. We've got articles to read, ways that you can connect, events that we got coming up that we want to equip you. Big things are going to happen in 2026.
Yes.
Good and bad. And the body of Christ has got to be equipped for it. So go to LarryRagland.com tonight and consider becoming a partner with us as well. We certainly would appreciate it. So let's get back into it. Now, several things are breaking today. And this is one. It's official. The president is now sending border czar Tom Homan to Minnesota. Now, he don't play. But this is what's happening.
That does seem like an acceleration.
Think about that super chat, Redline.
Yes,
hey, man.
Thank you.
And by the way, I'll be going out to, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I'll be flying out to where he lives. I will not disclose where he lives, and I will be performing his wedding with him and his fiancée. So I'm very, very honored to do that. And you need to follow his channel, y'all. Yeah, he's putting out some great stuff. So look at his username. Go over there and follow his channel. He's doing an amazing job. But look, I don't remember the guy's name, but the guy that's over the border patrol, this really tough guy that doesn't wear a mask and all that, he's always showing himself. He's running the show. Well, he's leaving as Tom Homan comes in. He's leaving. So let's listen to what Fox News is saying about it.
This morning, just breaking in the last 30 minutes or so, Dana and Bill, the president is sending border czar Tom Homan to Minnesota now. He just announced it on Truth Social. He said, I'm sending Tom Homan to Minnesota tonight. He has not been involved in that area, but knows and likes many of the people there. Tom is tough but fair and will report directly to me. He goes on to talk about how the administration is also going to be digging into the fraud in Minnesota. The president so far has declined to say whether CBP acted appropriately in this shooting, telling the Wall Street Journal, quote, we're reviewing everything and will come out with a determination, adding that he doesn't like any shooting, but he also doesn't like it when somebody brings a loaded gun into a protest. The Tom Homan move is very interesting, Dana, because it comes as Bill Malugin reports more than than half a dozen federal law enforcement sources have now expressed to him some pretty big internal frustration and anger with the messaging that's coming out of DHS. In this case, leaders going on TV, putting out statements claiming that Alex Precede was intending to conduct a, quote, massacre of federal agents. Now, while these sources tell Bill that they support the president's deportation agenda, they don't like the narratives that are being pushed by top officials. Here is Todd Blanche.
Look, I don't think anybody thinks that they were comparing what happened on Saturday to the legal definition of domestic terror. What we saw was a very violent altercation, and I am not going to prejudge the fact. So I'm not describing it as anything except for a tragedy, but I do not think it is fair. It is not fair for the narrative to be around something DHS said.
I want to jump in here and say thank you to Zilra Nana. She's giving away memberships tonight.
So great.
That's so awesome, and just in time because we're getting ready to do some really great things with our membership. So if you got that free gift, make sure you let her know how much you appreciate her or him. I don't know. Is it her or him? I have no idea. Zilran, I think it's a woman, but I'm not sure. And I'm sorry if I got that wrong because your screen icon is a dog.
It's a puppy.
It's a puppy. So I'm just going to say
Zilran Roca?
Zilran Nana.
Yeah, but didn't we used to have Zilran Roca?
I don't know.
She had her picture. So I don't know if that's the same person, but thank you so much.
Yeah, look, man, that was so nice. So thank you so much. But yeah, this is intense, y'all. This is the real deal. Of course, you know, it's absolutely horrible that this man lost his life. It's absolutely horrible that the woman lost her life in the car. And you know, we're gonna go there. We're gonna let other people say some things tonight, and we're gonna respond to it, react to it. But the reality is this: regardless of where you stand on this issue of ICE in Minneapolis or ICE period, you have to have common sense. You don't impede law enforcement. That itself is a crime.
Respond appropriately to law enforcement, and hopefully they have some grace and mercy about themselves.
This morning,
and
just
they're not
breaking
willing
in the last
to
30 minutes or so.
pounce. And I don't know that did or didn't happen in this case, but listen, this thing is being amped up. Can you imagine someone having a trigger finger?
Yeah.
Can you imagine the nerves? I mean,
well,
the stress.
Everybody's on edge. Everybody's on edge there on both sides. And it's like it's a tinderbox.
Right.
And look, that's planned. We all know that, right?
Of course it's planned.
We all know that.
If you come in as support or law enforcement, you look around, you see the crowds growing angrier and growing in number every day.
Yeah.
You know this is an orchestrated event. There have to be buses bringing them in. Who are these people? Where are they coming from? How are you not at work? Who's taking care of you? Who's supporting you? Who's paying you?
Yeah.
So if you're going to get that many people in one place, angry, making a stink, they're there with purpose, which means you've got to come on to the scene with a plan.
Yeah, exactly. Well, one more thing about Tom Homan. This article says, tough but fair. Trump sends Tom Homan to Minnesota to report directly to the president. With no signs of violence abating in Minnesota amid anti-ICE protests, President Donald Trump on Monday announced he was dispatching his border czar, Tom Homan, to the state. I am sending Tom Homan to Minnesota tonight, he said on Truth Social. And, of course, we read that earlier, but it said additionally, the DOJ and Congress are looking at Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who left Somalia with nothing and is now reportedly worth more than $44 million.
Well, wouldn't y'all like to have one of those sweet deals?
Yeah, it's just really amazing how fast they get rich when they go to Washington. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said Tom Homan will be managing ICE operations on the ground in Minnesota to continue arresting the worst of the worst criminal illegal aliens. In addition, Tom will coordinate with those leading investigations into the massive widespread fraud that has resulted in billions of taxpayer dollars being stolen from law-abiding citizens in Minnesota. Now, there are many people that hypothesize that a lot of these riots are being done to distract from what had just been exposed in Minneapolis. That was all over the news. And then all of a sudden, it's gone.
Makes perfect sense to me. And we're talking about billions and billions of dollars. What was the last total you heard?
19 billion.
That's the last number I remember.
Yeah.
But that was just in that state.
that
city. That one city. It is just out of control.
Absolutely.
How did we get here? So much corruption.
Yeah. Well, this is very interesting too. This was breaking just before we went on the air. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz just announced that he is going to start coordinating with federal immigration enforcement on violent criminals. So CNN is reporting that him and Donald Trump talked.
Just got a statement from the office of Minnesota Governor Tim Walz about his conversation with President Trump that we reported on earlier. The governor's office called it productive, adding, quote, the president agreed that he would talk to the Department of Homeland Security about ensuring the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is able to conduct an independent investigation, as would ordinarily be the case. The president also agreed to look into reducing the number of federal agents in Minnesota and working with the state in a more coordinated fashion on immigration enforcement regarding violent criminals. Now, President Trump is sending a new direct report to Minneapolis, veteran ICE official Tom Homan. It's unclear how he will work with leaders on the ground, like the chief and the chief at large of Border Patrol, Gregory Bovino. I spoke at length. Yeah. Just got a statement.
So Bovino was the guy I was thinking about. So supposedly, and she didn't know at that time, this is what's being said, is Bovino is leaving and going back to the border. He's the chief of border control. So he's going back to the southern border. And then Tom Homan is coming, and that ICE is going, many of the Border Patrol agents are going to start stepping away, and then ICE is going to maybe increase in their numbers and continue. And it is, Donald Trump is saying, please understand, what we are doing will continue. We're not leaving.
I wonder what the difference is. Thank you for that super chat, Donnie. Donna. I wonder what the difference is of their training and of their limitations or regulations, rules, whatever, Do you think it's the same across the board? There has to be some differences.
What do you mean?
In what they're allowed to do, how far they can.
I think it's supposed to be the same.
You think so?
I mean, the state laws are obviously different from state to state, but the authority that comes with the Border Patrol and the ICE agents are federal. These are federal laws. So their authority is the same no matter where they go. Now, of course, they're supposed to have the cooperation, which is happening in many cities across the country. Isn't it interesting that ICE is in almost every major city, red and blue cities, and we're not seeing these things happen on this level, only in Minneapolis, which is, of course, the same place where it started in 2020 and is the place where all the corruption with the Somalis happened. So there's just so much corruption in that city. And I have pastor friends that pastor there. I have YouTube creator friends. I've been on their shows. I've went to Minneapolis and preached not too long ago. I was there. I talked to a pastor that's on the ground just this past week when I was driving back from Mississippi. I talked to him about 35 minutes from Minneapolis, and he was just telling me about the spiritual condition of his city is just unbelievable.
I can't imagine what it's like to try to live there.
Yeah.
And have a normal life. But before we move on, what do you think about this step of bringing Homan in? Is that just getting us a little bit and a little bit and a little bit closer to a possible ultimate goal?
Yeah. I think this is Donald Trump's way of also sort of trying to throw out a tiny little olive branch, even though Tom Homan is tough. But getting the Border Patrol, starting them to come back out.
But are we slow walking into those two words?
Civil war?
No, insurrection.
Oh yeah.
Is this just
what is that?
Insurrection Act?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
unless something dramatically happens, the fact that Tim Walz has contacted the president, I think he sees the writing on the wall. Of course, they're calling for him to be impeached.
Certainly.
From
Certainly
office.
He would want to avoid that. I mean, I don't understand how the liberal left-leaning mind works. I mean, this is just horrible and terrible chaos and unnecessary and should be able to be squashed. But, everybody doesn't think the way I do.
But look, this is absolutely 100% coordinated. and what was being exposed today.
But allowed is also a word that should be thrown in there.
Oh, yeah.
And so
it's allowed.
How far into allowing is he? I mean,
well,
we're talking to the president. Talking to the president now, but
here's what's happening. This is why he's come forward, and this is why he didn't run again for governor. All of this is because there is this phenomenon that is happening now called citizen journalism, and they are exposing this on every level, and they're doing the job that the media is supposed to do. Well, we had Nick Shirley that did what he did.
Well, before him, Nick Sorter.
And then, of course, what's the guy from Veritas? We're going to show one of his videos in just a minute.
Can I never remember that guy? So we were just talking about him.
We'll show him in a minute. Mm-hmm. But there's a new guy, and you need to learn this name.
Okay.
His name is Cam Higbee.
Cam Higbee.
Now, look what Cam Higbee has done. This has shook them all up. Cam Higbee has integrated and hacked the Signal text thread. And that is the coordination Signal thread of all the people that are planning this, of every one of them, where they get their marching orders, where they're told to go.
Higher than the protesters, the actual architect.
The entire organization.
Okay.
So look what he says. Minneapolis Signal infiltrated. I have infiltrated organizational signal groups all over Minneapolis with the sole intention of tracking down federal agents. This is evil. And impeding, assaulting, and obstructing them.
Good grief.
Buckle up, for all's about to be revealed. Each area of the city has a signal line, a texting line, or several signals. Let's start with the screen recording of all members of the South Side group. And this is him. He's in there. He's screenshot, and he's showing all these. This is the actual signal here of all the people that's in it.
Hundreds.
Thousands when it comes down to it, all of them put together. Now watch this.
Evil.
He says, I have been undercover inside these groups for days. You'll notice emojis next to people's names. Here's a key to what these emojis mean. The highlighted positions are the most critical. Most are self-explanatory. Mobile patrols, let me click on this to get more, mobile patrols, let me see, or spend their entire shift searching for suspicious vehicles. When they find one, they send it to the group so that the plate checkers, the license plate checkers, can compare with the database and see if it's a known federal vehicle, or if the patrol can make the confirmation so that the database can be updated. Dispatch runs a maxed out call all day telling protesters where ICE has been spotted and how they can be impeded. So you got mobile patrol, stationary patrol, foot patrol, dispatch, hyper-local group messengers, school transport safety spotters, license plate checkers, medic and aftercare providers. It says for each occupation or shift position, protesters have to undergo training. It's unclear what this training entails other than numerous slides of instructions. I've seen it mentioned repeatedly. Who is paying for all of this?
Yeah, who's paying for all this? Because not only do you pay to train them, you've got to feed them and put them up somewhere and actually give them compensation.
Yes.
I mean, this is a job. They're getting paid.
This is so much money and so much coordination.
There's so many people. They're probably staying right there or not far because...
Here's the thing.
And they're moving.
You said it earlier. These people don't have jobs.
No.
They're being fed.
This is their job.
They're being paid money.
Right.
These signs are being bought. All these systems, they have their own dispatch.
They're provided with whatever signage. I hate to say weapons, but, they're throwing rocks.
Well, some of them have machine guns now. They're guarding it.
They're breaking they're breaking the windows with something. But I don't remember this level of coordination being mentioned in previous protests and takeovers of cities.
Let's continue. Minneapolis Signal infiltrated each chat for each specific part of the city, has smaller districts. Look how coordinated this is.
This is very highly coordinated.
Broken up when it's called patrol zones. Look at the maps that they send out to each other. Which patrol zones, which guide ICE chasers on where they should be in position. Here is a screen recording of the plate database, as well as a link to the instructions on how to run tags. It says, here's a screenshot of the active dispatch call. It's always active, as well as the shift change. You can see folks are changing their emojis, clocking in and out. I'll also attach below a video of dispatch actually tracking a vehicle. Here's a recording of protesters actively tailing the vehicle I was in, labeling me as ICE and instructing commuters or ICE chasers to follow me. A new group chat for each zone is made each day. The chats are dated and deleted at the end of the day. This is likely to avoid detection, record keeping, and consequences. By midday, the group chats hit maximum capacity, 1,000 people. And then it goes on to say the quasi-police force uses a system called Salute, which calls out the size of federal units, activity, locations, uniforms, times, and locations. Then they instruct their ICE chasers to follow and confront agents at their known locations.
Okay.
And of course, they're doxing them and revealing the names of their family members, where they live, and all that as well.
Exactly. So confront today. What's it going to be next week?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Exactly. Wow. Well, let's just finish this. It says they are everywhere, and local police are cooperating with them. This is unbelievable. Here is an observer. Here, an observer calls out a possible agent, but says she's just out walking her dog, so continue on. Dispatch called for backup. And this is the messages here. Minneapolis signal infiltrate. These thugs apparently have a home base, though I haven't been able to identify it. Here is an ICE chaser indicating that he is expected there. Here are chasers discussing that what should be done after realizing they positively identified my vehicle as ICE and then found out it was me. I believe this person might be an aggressive individual in the second photo. You know, we were watching Fox News and the guy was reporting live, and a group came up on him in downtown Minneapolis, surrounded him, and didn't care that he was live and was about to start pummeling him live. And he said, they realized, false alarm. He's not one. Keep going. He's not ICE. And they kept going. And you could tell he was scared. He was like, they thought I was ICE. They thought I was the enemy. This is what it is like in downtown Minneapolis right now.
Yeah, people there they've got to be wanting to just get out. I mean, you want them to leave, go home, stop this. But if they don't, what can I do to get out of here? I mean, you've probably got elderly people, families of the young children. It's got to be a nightmare living there.
So let's get a few more, and then we're gonna transition. Remember, if you came in late, we're going to do a deep dive into weather manipulation and whether this storm was a natural storm or do we believe that HAARP was involved.
Speaking on this storm, I am getting multiple articles. Some of you may be getting them as well. That the death toll is actually up to 30 people dead from effects of weather.
Wow, that's horrible.
It's terrible.
That is horrible. Okay, so here we go. Let's watch this guy right here. And by the way, we've been telling you here lately, and at this point, there ain't nothing I can do about it. You can't show a video anywhere without possibly getting an F word.
Exactly.
So look, it is what it is.
Yesterday, investigative journalist Cam Higbee began releasing information obtained after infiltrating the Minneapolis Ice Watch signal chat conversations. And the information that he has found and released to the public is absolutely incredible. He began by releasing screen recordings of the
This is what we just covered. Let me fast forward.
Ringleader of what appears is now believed in the anti-ICE signal organization. Minnesota state candidate Anita Smith.
This is what I wanted to show you.
NPR.
Is
Wah Jong Kim, another.
This is what I wanted to get to, because when he goes further into explaining that many of the politicians that are in very powerful positions in Minnesota, in their capital and are running for office, attorney generals, representatives, they're all in this signal group. They're not just support. They're in the signal group.
So he's gone through every one. Oh my goodness.
All right, watch this right here.
Confirm it.
We're talking about local politicians. We're talking about national journalists. And yes, even people connected directly to Governor Walz himself. Local politicians like Audrin Chowdhury, a St. Paul City Council member. And at the state level, people like Brad Tabke, a Minnesota state representative. Sergio Martinez, a national correspondent for NPR. Hua Jong Kim, another St. Paul councilwoman. Others have also been identified. Local politician David Snyder has been identified as one of the admins in the anti-ICE signal organization. Minnesota state candidate Anita Smithson, also identified as a dispatcher. And it is now believed that this person, Amanda Noel Kohler, may in fact be the ringleader of what appears to be a very sophisticated, very well-funded, organized crime operation. And here she is smiling with Governor Twinkletoes Sparkle Fingers as a political strategist for his campaign. You know who else is found in these signal chat conversations? Renee Good and Alex Pretty, two people who have lost their lives.
Did you hear that?
Whoa.
That does not justify their death in the sense.
Not.
But look, I'm just telling you, these were not just casual observers. They were in these militant groups. They were found in there.
When conducting domestic terror tactics under the supervision of this organization. So what else did Cam Higbee discover? Well, it appears as though they have direct access to the National License Plate Identification Network, which can only be obtained with cooperation through law enforcement or somebody embedded in law enforcement that has access to that database. They also know the exact timing and movements of law enforcement and shift changes, information that can also, again, only be learned when you have people embedded in law enforcement. So you've got local politicians, you've got national media, you've got coordination with local law enforcement, and you have a connection directly to the governor's office. So now I understand why the Department of Justice has been demanding records through subpoenas to a grand jury of St. Paul, Minneapolis, the governor's office, the attorney general's office, and the mayors of those two cities and local prosecutors. Does the Department of Justice already know the detailed level of sophistication this organization is operating under? And are they looking for additional information so that they can start making arrests? And just think about it. All of this organization, all of this money, all of this insurrection, simply because one person walked into a state and found billions of dollars of fraud.
Wow.
Yesterday,
Wow. You know, look, you can't pretty much argue with that this just blew up right after all this fraud got exposed.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not saying that it's all that, but I can't believe that it's not involved.
This has so many moving parts, and I loved his delivery. It was just, line upon line, just hit the facts, and we need more of that. I just wish it could go wide and that more people could see this, because it's a bad situation. Oh my goodness. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're moving on, because I can only take
We're not moving
so
on
much.
yet.
We're not moving on from this story. There's some more, folks.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
But now watch this. I want to show you something. If you didn't believe that that this is planned, I want you to watch this guy who was on Joe Rogan, and he talks about how he was on 2023. This was from 2023. And he starts talking about the agendas. He went from Black Lives Matter to the gay agenda to the trans agenda. And he shows how quickly they blow up and they're everywhere. And then they go on. They move on. Watch this right here. It's very, very interesting what he says here. All right, watch this.
Bolshevik war right now, bro. And right now what's coming up is all the pride stuff is going to be, okay, so I had this woman come on my podcast. Her name's Mel K. She goes, I've been talking to some people in the intelligence, and they go, this gay pride stuff is going away. And the next thing you're going to see are immigration riots. This is going to be right around the next election. So hand to God, we do this episode. Next day, Starbucks is like, we're banning all the pride stuff. And now you start seeing they're putting little breadcrumbs out, man. Little breadcrumbs. Oh, I saw this one thing in Chicago. Oh, yeah, illegal immigrants are upset about where they're staying. And these illegal immigrants who speak no English are holding up perfectly written English signs saying we're tired of how we're being treated.
Think about it.
And now you're starting to see this over and over again. Eric, so everyone's always like, when all these Republican governors are like sending these immigrants all over the country, everyone's like, yeah, you're showing those Democrats. Bro, they're moving assets. I know it sounds crazy, but that is 100%
What do you mean they're moving assets? What do you mean?
Dude, these guys coming into the country, bro, Have you seen them? A lot of them are Chinese, and a lot of them are military-age people.
Too.
And I'm telling you, they're moving, and this is what's going to be right around 2024 election. Immigration riots, people going nuts, and it as listen to this, and you'll start seeing all the little breadcrumbs. I'm telling you, that's what they want you to think.
You're buying it. Oh, I thought
they're moving assets, bro.
You're the puppet.
They're moving assets.
What do you mean, like military people?
Dude, study the Bolshevik War. It is happening in real time. 100%.
But
so that's what he's saying, that we're in the Bolshevik War right now.
Look out.
Now, this was 2023, so he didn't know, he didn't have the understanding of but it goes on to detail that it went from the BLM riots to the gay riots to the trans riots to the Palestinian riots.
From the river to the sea.
And watch this.
Gonna be free.
You ain't seen a Palestinian flag flying hardly anywhere in these protests. It was everywhere, but you ain't seen a gay flag, a trans flag. It's like the same people being recycled in every different rebellion.
Is it a recycled rebellion?
Well, I didn't say that, but since you said that, that makes me think about my book.
Exactly.
Called The Final Flood, that's coming out in April, and one of the biggest chapters in there is called The Recycled Rebellion. But that's, look, y'all, this is absolutely planned and orchestrated.
Oh, my goodness.
Both sides of the aisle. Both sides of the aisle.
Why? There should be no reason for people to not be able to see the coordination, the coordinated effort to bring these things about at this point. I love what he said about cannot even speak English, but parading around with perfectly written English signs. I mean, why are we so silly that way? All the way back to when I was a teenager, you would watch the news and then the Middle East, and they're carrying banners and they're carrying signs in perfectly written English. And I'm reading them on the live news. And it just did not, no one ever said on the newscast, wow, they sure have perfect English
and how
understanding of
English. How amazing is it that they're usually in 3 languages when it's Palestinian? It's like you got it in Arabic, you've got it in Jewish, Hebrew, and then you got it in English.
Nobody said that. Nobody really thought that way then. I mean, we're just mesmerized.
Yeah.
I watched the news almost every night, and I read every newscast. I would read those signs and banners, and I never said to myself, hey, how do they know English so well?
Exactly. Well, this was before you were awake.
Yes.
And if you thought
before.
And I was really asleep. But
oh my goodness.
But now we're both awake.
You were hopelessly asleep back then.
But
Hey, Marsha.
Marsha.
I hope you're okay. I hope you did not lose your electricity and your power and all that.
But look, the people are pointing out there, let's not forget about the fact that they got the nice, expensive gas masks. I mean, they got all kinds of equipment.
They got everything they need.
It's millions of dollars.
Right. They're not lacking anything. It's a perfectly orchestrated and executed.
And also I saw in the live chat, somebody pointed out there's so many that we forgot about the women's riots. Where they marched down and rioted. You women just went crazy. You had your women's riot. You put your little pink hats on.
Step lightly.
You put your little pink hats on. I was almost saying.
Step lightly.
Oh, and by the way, I saw a video where it showed every one of those on Amazon had all kinds of merchandise. You can't find the pink hats anymore, hardly. You can't find, Target stopped selling supposedly their Pride stuff. So it's very difficult to find Pride stuff where it was everywhere before. And you can't even hardly find a Palestinian flag now. But you can find F-ICE and ICE out is everywhere because that's the new shirt of the day.
Hey, what a brilliant business model.
That's what this really is.
You start a movement and you provide the merchandise and
it's all about the
selling that merchandise can just pay for your next whatever your next big protest is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw that poor Alicia, our sweet Alicia, I think she said they don't have power or internet and possibly water. I mean,
oh my goodness,
3 things that she's in Tennessee. So
yeah.
Bless her heart.
Well, let's we're still not moving on. We're almost moving on. We're getting there. Just stay with me. Don't check out on me yet.
Instead of focusing on what really matters, which is why in one city, In one place do we have these problems. We deport 10 times the number of illegal aliens out of Texas than we do out of Minneapolis. Why do we hear nothing out of Texas about any of the same problems that we have in Minneapolis? I'll tell you why. Because in Texas, we have the cooperation and support of local law enforcement so that we can do these operations safely, keeping U.S. citizens and others protected and safe. That is not what we have in Minneapolis.
Boom. I mean, just rationally think about it for a second. There are more people being deported out of Texas, more people being deported out of Florida, but we're not seeing the same thing that we're seeing in Minneapolis. What local law enforcement should be doing in Minneapolis is actually working with ICE and stopping these crowds from interfering and obstructing federal law enforcement. The local leaders in Minneapolis should be doing the same. The governor of the state of Minnesota should be doing that as well. Because if ICE was truly as horrible as they're trying to make it out to be, we'd see people getting killed in all 50 states because ICE is just doing this everywhere. Absolutely. This is specifically happening in a state where leadership is encouraging lawless, reckless, and obstructive behavior. Not just tolerating it, encouraging it. So therefore, they're telling their local law enforcement to stand down and not help ICE. And they're letting their constituents cause all type of problems for ICE. Obstructing them, doxing them, throwing stuff at them, trying to block them from getting in and out of facilities, trying to stop them from detaining people. Local leaders in Minnesota and law enforcement are letting that happen to federal immigration officers. They want that chaos. J.D. Vance posted this on X today, and he said this well. He said they have created the chaos so they can have moments like yesterday where someone tragically dies and politicians get to grandstand about the evils of enforcing the border. As if we're just being honest, if he wasn't obstructing federal officers from doing their job, if he wasn't trying to bother them, if he was minding his own business, going about his day, none of this happens. But that's not what they want. They want to create chaos. They want to create chaos and then turn and point the finger at the Trump administration when they're the ones creating the chaos. Because if the chaos was truly the Trump administration, think about this. If the chaos was truly the Trump administration, we would see this across all 50 states. ICE has a presence in all 50 states. They're deporting people in all 50 states. So if the administration was truly the problem, we'd be seeing this all over. But where are we seeing it specifically? In Minneapolis. And that's because local leaders are emboldening their population to obstruct federal officers from doing their job. And then when chaos ensues, they want to use that as leverage to try to blame the administration for being chaotic, unruly, and morally bankrupt. When in reality, they're the ones who are morally bankrupt.
Wow. Dude, that's what I'm talking about, the citizen journalists. Yeah. These are just guys in their house that are saying things and breaking things down in ways that the media that makes billions of dollars combined. And these stars that are the host of these shows make millions of dollars in a salary. And they're afraid to upset the apple cart at all.
They're not going to do any of that. When 6 corporations own all of the news agencies, and quite frankly, somebody's handing out memos at the beginning of the day because most of them say the same thing.
Yeah.
And you're not going to worry. I mean, we've had a few people, Tucker Carlson, the redacted husband and wife team.
Yeah.
They've supposedly gone out on their own because they just couldn't take it anymore, or they were thrown out or whatever. But people are not going to risk losing their job. No, you're going to read the teleprompter or the memo that was given to you.
I mean, I never dreamed that we would be reporters.
No.
That was not on our bingo card.
Did not have that one in my plans.
That we would ever do a breaking news show to the world.
Honestly, I used to love to watch the news and be up to date and all of that.
Can't hardly do it now.
But no, didn't see this coming.
Nope. Well, look, just a couple more, but we are coming down off the mountain.
Thank you, Lord.
But look, we got to go back to this when they stormed that church. And I addressed this at my church Sunday, and I preached about it. And look,
low point.
I'm telling you, look at how much worse it is now, because you always find out later. Horrifying new details of when the anti-ICE agitators they came into this Christian church, they blocked stairs at this Christian church so parents were unable to get their children.
You don't, no. You don't do that.
But see, that was not reported. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's just go there. Watch this. 1 week ago, when anti-ICE rioters stormed City Church in St. Paul, Minnesota to disrupt a peaceful Christian worship service, terrorizing congregants and their children. Now, What are being called horrifying new details are emerging that provide an even more disturbing picture of what actually took place. Tyler O'Neill, senior editor of the Daily Signal, posted on Sunday a series of excerpts from the probable cause affidavit prepared by Timothy Gerber, a special agent with Homeland Security Investigations. Quote, the invasion of City's Church was even worse than we thought. Agitators blocked stairs so that parents were unable to get their children at Sunday school. One told a kid, do you know your parents are Nazis? They're going to burn in hell. What? Agitators blocked stairs so parents were unable to get the children. And then he goes on to say, suspect William Kelly, the bearded church invader known as DeWoke Farmer, shouted, this ain't God's house, this is the house of the devil. The document indicates some 50 members of the congregation were stuck toward the front of the church. Not only did the agitators take over the service, but they, quote, made it nearly impossible for parishioners to get out and leave. Wow. O'Neill reports one woman broke her arm.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't hear about any of this.
No.
Congregants were
you
terrorized.
did not.
Our children were weeping. College students and young women were sobbing. It was impactful, and it will take time to work through.
I'm sure.
An agitator continued to scream in the faces of young children while they were crying. Nakima Armstrong, a main ringleader, said City's Church, quote, cannot pretend to be a house of God while harboring someone who is directing ICE agents to wreak havoc upon the community who killed Renee Good. O'Neill concluded by saying, sadly, Democrats like Jacob Frey, the mayor, are carrying water for the agitators. Judges denied arrest warrants for 5 of the 8 charged defendants. And of course, they were arrested. 3 of them were arrested, and they were released with all 3 of them within 24 hours. But y'all, this is...
We talked about this. We
insane.
Reported on this last week.
Yeah.
There were key elements in that story that we didn't even know at that point.
We didn't know. Let me just tell you, this is what happened on the streets with this unfortunate, horrible death of this man and of this woman.
Yes.
There are churches that have security teams that are carrying.
Yes.
And there are those that even have off-duty police officers there. And I'm going to tell you something. All it would have taken was for somebody that was on the security team to feel like you were about to threaten the pastor or the children with a weapon, and somebody do something stupid, and we'd be talking about something else right now. And that's what they want.
Great point.
That's what they want. That's what ultimately that's what they want.
They want to escalate this. They want to elevate this. I mean, it's sick to think about, but if it bleeds, it leads, literally in the news. And you can get more views, you can get more eyes watching it. And it's unfortunate because these are real people and real lives that get harmed in the process.
Yeah. You know what else is real? The Big Picture Prophecy Conference is as real as it gets, baby. It's going down March 27th, 28th, and 29th in Birmingham, Alabama at Solid Rock Church, the church that we pastor. I want my Big Picture family to show up. And many of you have already got your tickets, and we want to get more of you signed up. Listen, for all those that got the free membership tonight, guess what? There's already a members-only video that was made about a week ago. Yep. Go search for it. Now you've got access. There's a code inside there for the members. When you become a member, there's a code in there if you would like to get a major discount off of the tickets for our members, because we want to say thank you to our members. So got that membership, go in there and look at it. But it's March 27th, 28th, 29th. You can go to our website, click events, or you can go to prophecyconference26.com, and you're going to go there and you're going to see that we got Joseph Z, Paul Begley, Alan DiDio, Tony Merkel, me and my wife. Watch this. For $79, by the way, members, it's cheaper than that. But for $79, you get a Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, Sunday morning, and Sunday evening in-depth sessions. You're going to have roundtables, Q&As. I mean, it's going to be awesome, Sandy. I mean, this is going to, we've never had a prophecy conference. I am so excited about it. I know. It's going to be amazing. So go there, get your tickets tonight. And oh, by the way, new development just recently, when you click the register now or go to prophecyconference26.com, this is what it's going to take you to. And all the details, we've got hotels as well, really good hotels that are close to us right now. They're cheap. Restaurants, all of that. But when you click on buy tickets, we want you to be there. But if you can't be there, guess what? We now have a streaming option for $29. So yes, it's going to be inside our website behind a paywall. The reason we're doing that is because, first of all, it costs us quite a bit of money to build that back office site, but we don't want to restrict the speakers. Like right now, this kind of stuff, we're on the edge right now.
Yes, we
The kind of things that we talk about on Monday nights are right on the edge, and we still get flagged. We thankfully we've found a way to just sort of walk up to that edge. But when you're in something like this, I don't want that edge. I don't want our speakers to worry about it. I want us to be able to address it.
Not when you finally are able to get this many people of this caliber together. They can't be throttled. You've got to let them speak.
Absolutely. You doing good?
Very good.
You ain't tapping out. You doing good?
I'm soldiering on.
All right.
I'm soldiering on.
For those that are coming in late, Sandy's battling sinuses if you hadn't figured that out yet. But,
I know I sound snotty. I'm sorry.
You're never snotty. I don't know. Okay, moving on. So by the way, one last thing on that's tied to this is, guess what? Now we're coming up on another shutdown that is looming, and it's tied
6 days, 5 days.
Yeah, it's tied to ICE now. Did you know that? Why there may be a partial government shutdown? It says that Alex Preddy killing hardens Democrats' opposition to DHS funding. So it's coming out now that they're going to not vote for it if there's any money going to ICE.
Yesterday's shooting in Minneapolis may have all but sealed another government shutdown just days from now. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says Democrats will not move forward with a spending bill that includes DHS funding. South Carolina Republican Lindsey Graham posted to X scolding Democrats backing out of the bipartisan agreement, calling it reckless. Chief Congressional Correspondent Chad Pergram is tracking this closely and joins us by phone. Hi, Chad.
Rich, good afternoon. It is increasingly likely we have a partial government shutdown next Saturday morning. It's about the math. Republicans need the votes of Democrats to clear a filibuster and put the spending plan on the floor. Now, Democrats were sketchy in their support before the shooting, but yesterday pushed them over the edge. Listen.
We can't vote to fund this lawless Department of Homeland Security. We cannot fund a Department of Homeland Security that is murdering American citizens, that is traumatizing little boys and girls all across the country in violation of the law.
Now, this bill funds 78% of the government. It includes money for DHS and the Pentagon. They need 60 yeas. Independent Senator Angus King of Maine helped end the fall shutdown, but he will not vote yes this time because of ICE.
I hate shutdowns. I'm one of the people that helped negotiate the solution to the end of the last shutdown, but I can't vote for a bill that includes ICE funding under these circumstances.
And even if they change the spending package, funding would lapse because the House and Senate are not aligned. The House is out this week. New Hampshire Democrat Jean Shaheen did not respond directly when asked how she would vote.
People are outraged by what's happening in Minnesota and by the out-of-control officers, federal officers that they're seeing on the ground by this shooting yesterday. It is horrific.
Now, as you say, GOP South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham accused Democrats of backing out of a bipartisan deal. He called this, quote, reckless and disappointing. They're trying to maybe rejigger this package a little bit in the Senate this week, but it's unclear if they can do that. Rich?
Chief Congressional Correspondent Chad Pergram joining us. Chad, thank you.
Yeah, why didn't he mention SNAP benefits?
Yeah, right. That's
Billy
what I'm saying.
said it's going to affect SNAP again. So
yeah. So it's like, yeah, why is that not being talked about now? Yeah. Because this is if you go to a shutdown, then all the things that you said was just going to be the most tragic thing in the world are back again. But and then the second question is, okay, what are you asking for? Are you saying the Department of Homeland Security should not be funded? I mean, that's literally what they just said, because ICE is a part of that.
This country is collapsing.
Have y'all forgot how you lost the presidential election for a lot of reasons? But one of the reasons is because you kept saying defund the police.
Right.
And now you're saying defund immigration, defund ICE. Y'all, they're playing the same playbook again. They're ultimately wanting chaos. That's all it is.
Well, we're moving in that direction.
So look, if you came in late, we want to let you know that we're gonna do a deep dive in just a few minutes into this storm, and we're gonna ask the question, and we're gonna let some people share some things, and we're gonna comment on it, of whether this storm was a natural occurrence or whether it was manipulated by nefarious people with technology. But we do need to talk about briefly, and I hate that it's briefly, but we got a lot to cover and got a supernatural AI update that's coming as well. But we do not need to forget the unbelievable tragedy that is happening in the nation of Iran.
Exactly.
It is insane. These are just the numbers that they are admitting to. I think it's much higher than this. This is dramatically increased since last week when we reported on this.
Yes.
Reports are coming out that the Iran crackdown is among the deadliest in modern times. 36,000 plus are now confirmed dead. Hospital executions stuffed alive in body bags. A 2-day crackdown that new reporting says killed as many as 36,500 Iranians, a death toll placing it among the deadliest short-term mass killings documented in human history, followed by an order by Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei to mercilessly crush nationwide protests, quote, by any means necessary, including accounts of wounded civilians executed inside hospitals, living victims stuffed in body bags, and a surgeon who described the scenes as a nightmare unlike anything he had ever seen. A wave of major investigations published Sunday provides the clearest account yet of how the Islamic Republic responded after protests that began on December 28th, initially sparked by merchant strikes in Tehran, before spreading nationwide amid economic collapse and political repression. Among the most chilling new revelations, the media line reports the Iranian security forces shoved wounded protesters still alive into body bags, transported them to forensic facilities, and executed them, those who showed signs of life. The outlet cited testimony from the Iran Human Rights Documentation Center, which documented the case of a young protester who survived by pretending to be dead inside of a body bag, hearing gunshots as security forces executed wounded civilians who moved or moaned. The survivor remained motionless for 3 days, escaping only after families stormed the facility in search of loved ones. It goes on and on and on. I want to read this last part here.
Horrors.
It's unbelievable, y'all. And look, this is their own people. Remember this. This is not a war against someone who invaded you.
No.
Which is still death is death. But these are your own people. Your people that you call Iranians, okay? According to classified intelligence materials reviewed by Iran International, the regime launched the decisive crackdown on January 8th and 9th, deploying they're saying most of these killings happened in 2 days. This is what's being reported now. What's happened since the 8th and the 9th? More than 400 cities and towns in 2 days and over 4,000 confrontation sites reported nationwide as live ammunition replaced crowd-controlled tactics. The internet's still out. The power's still out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is unbelievable. This many people are being killed. And of course, he's hiding like a dog. He's hiding in a bunker right now.
Billy said he had seen 80,000.
I've seen that number too.
I've not seen that.
I've seen 60,000, and I've seen 60,000 reported last week. So I would not be surprised there are reports of 80,000. Look, y'all, this is just what they have went in and be able to confirm that happened in 2 days.
2 days.
They're saying this number happened on January 8th and 9th. And today's the 26th.
We're supposedly positioning and moving people back closer to this vicinity in this area and could possibly do something at any time. I mean, is that where we are?
Well, we have moved major assets there.
Yes.
And, I want to say this. A lot of people are surprised that Donald Trump has not done anything because he said help is on the way.
Yes.
And I don't know what
he said before they did anything. You better not attack those protesters.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, but I'm just upset about this.
I am too.
And I'm also at the same time very nervous because, here we are trying to police the world. I mean, where's the line?
Well, the rumor is that there is some kind of Mossad thing that's happening on the ground there, that there's a regime change, a possibility of a regime change, that when he first said that it was, just going to go ahead and retaliate against the Islamic regime. But now there is feeling pretty good. There's going to be a complete regime change there, and they're going to be gone, and Iran's going to be a different country. But I want to show you this video here. Now, I don't know if this is going to get me flagged or not, but this is interesting because people want to say, and I'm not trying to feel, this is not hate speech here, this new word that was invented after 9/11, Islamophobia, all this kind of stuff. But here's the reality. We have covered it. We unapologetically, as Christians, say this. There is a Muslim agenda that is, they don't leave their country and go to other Muslim countries. They leave their country and go to Christian countries to overtake the country. Right. Now, I want to show you this. This is Norway, okay? So this is a meeting of radical Sunni Muslims in Norway. And I want you to listen to this. And he's saying the quiet part out loud. And look at the crowd and listen to the verse.
How many of you just go?
Now listen closely to what he says here.
This speaker supports death penalty for homosexuals. This speaker supports death penalty for this crime or that. He is homophobic. They subjugate women, etc., etc., etc. It's the same old stuff coming all the time. And we always try to tell them, I always try to tell them that, look, it's not that speaker that we're inviting who has these extreme radical views, as you say. These are general views that every Muslim actually has. Wow. Every Muslim believes in these things. Just because they're not telling you about it, or just because they're not out there in the media, doesn't mean they don't believe in them. So I will ask you, everyone in the room, how many of you are normal Muslims? You're not extremists, you're not radical, just normal Sunni Muslims. Please raise your hands. Everybody, mashallah. Subhanallah. Okay, take down your hands again. How many of you agree that the punishments described in the Quran and the Sunnah, whether it is death, whether it is stoning for adultery, whatever it is, if it is from Allah and His Messenger, that is the best punishment ever possible for humankind. And that is what we should apply in the world. Who agrees with that? Allahu Akbar. Are you all radical extremists? Subhanallah. So all of you are saying that you are common Muslims. You all go to the different masajid Norway. Or are you like a specific sect, like the Islam net sect or anything like that? Are you like that? No. Are you like that? Please raise your hand if you like this extreme Islam net sect or anything like that. No one. Allahu Akbar. How many of you just go to these normal masajids in Norway, the normal Sunni mosques? Please raise your hands. Allahu Akbar. So what's the politicians gonna say now? What's the media gonna say now? That we're all extremists? We're all radicals? We need to deport all of us from this country? Subhanallah. Allahu Akbar. Takbir! They always...
I mean, look.
Unapologetic.
Unbelievable. I mean,
right.
The whole crowd.
Right.
No, we're not radical. We're just a normal Muslim. And he says, look, they will not say it on camera, but ultimately a true sold out Muslim, and of course he's talking to Sunni Muslims, believe that all those punishments, even death, are the correct punishment. And that is what Sharia law is. And that is what these countries, Europe is being taken over. And that is what is happening. Mm. Look, I'm sorry to point this out, but Somalia is not a Christian nation. It's a Muslim nation. And
apparently we're funneling them billions. Hey, Gabe.
Billions. What's up, Gabe?
Billions of dollars.
Exactly.
So that they can what? Arm up, gear up, come over here and infiltrate.
And never assimilate.
And
here's an interesting thing about that speech.
And stand and boldly tell you.
Yeah. But here's the interesting thing. I don't know if it just hits you or not, or the viewers or not, but This is a room full of Muslims who all know how to speak Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in Norway.
Right.
And he made sure he did it in English. That was very intentional.
Yeah, very intentional.
And you notice they all understood him, so they all knew English.
Right.
But yet, you learn the language, but you don't assimilate to the culture. You want the culture to assimilate to you. Right. The reality is this. Right. They do not leave Muslim nations to go to other Muslim nations. They leave Muslim nations to go to Christian nations because they are on assignment to overthrow Christianity.
What is it they say we will defeat?
Things are about to go to another level. Look what just happened. I believe this is today. This is today. Okay, this is in Washington State. This is what's coming to every city in America. Watch this. I'm going to read it. Holy crap. An Islamist just stabbed a man and his dog in Washington State after learning the man is a Christian. The victim told the officers the suspect asked what religion he is. When he said he was a Christian, the suspect stabbed him and his dog. Goodness. Both were taken to the hospital. The terrorist ultimately got shot by police after the altercation. Islam is not compatible with America.
The stabbing happened at the SS Quick Stop grocery store. Pierce County deputies say the victim told officers that the suspect asked what religion he was, and when he said he was a Christian, the suspect reportedly stabbed him and his dog. Both were taken to hospitals in serious condition, and deputies say the dog went into emergency surgery. Deputies were searching for the suspect then for more than 2 hours after he ran from the stabbing scene. He was spotted by deputies around 8:40 a.m. who made contact with the suspect in a house's backyard. Armed with multiple knives, officers say the suspect was resisting arrest and made movements toward deputies. He was then shot by multiple deputies. Police say he was later pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Now the Pierce County Force Investigation Team is handling the scene.
To collect evidence, and then they'll do interviews. If there's any witnesses, they'll talk to people that live here in the area to find out if they know anything, if they heard anything, if they saw anything.
Now, neighbors tell us they heard anywhere between 3 and 5 gunshots this morning.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, I hope I'm wrong, but if you were on the ground there at Washington State and you live in Washington State and you know about this, help me with this. But I would not be surprised if there was not support on the streets for this man and against the police for supposedly using lethal force. Because anything that's police related is always going to come that way. But let's not forget the story is, hey, what do you believe? Who do you believe in? Well, I'm a Christian. Stabbed, tried to be killed. The dog obviously was trying to protect its owner, and it was attacked as well. Okay, this is the world we're in.
Yeah, you think he got up that morning thinking,
no,
my faith is going to be put to the test today?
Say that, baby.
I doubt it.
He just went to the store. Yeah. He just went to the store.
He's just doing life, doing his regular
life. And we're not trying to scare you to go to the store. But but listen, you do need to have your head on a swivel. You don't walk in the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind.
Amen.
But I'm going to tell you something. You better know who you are in God. Jesus told us this was coming. He told us this. Look, he goes, there's going to be wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes, pestilence, days of Noah. What were the days of Noah? The days of Noah was not about rain. The days of Noah was not about a boat. The days of Noah was about the condition of the heart of man was evil continually, and violence filled the earth, and Nephilim and giants and crossing of dimensions were happening. And he said that's going to be replicated, and that's what's here.
Woo. Yep, it's here.
Yeah. Well, I'm finally going to let you move on to something different.
Thank you.
Still not tiptoe through the tulips, but
no.
We do need to talk about this horrible storm. But what did you say the death toll was up to now?
30.
30. Wow.
I'm sure some of you have seen the same reports, but that's the latest I had was 30.
Are people saying they can't hear us? No audio, no audio.
Sound.
What just happened?
What are they doing to us now?
What? Sound is muted.
Oh my goodness.
Can you still not hear me?
Okay. Somebody said, Alicia says now she has it.
What? Oh man, we're under attack tonight.
Okay.
Had to restart YouTube to get sound back.
What?
All right. I'm coming after you, devil. Father, in the name of Jesus, I bind that internet devil in the name of Jesus, that YouTube devil. I love you, YouTube, but you got demons. You know it.
Billy says he can hear.
I'm telling you right now, I bind you in the name of Jesus. All these people, woo, y'all been trying to come after us, but the devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. Now, look, let's talk about it. We led with the story of the storm. It's horrible.
It is.
But a lot of people are asking the question, is this a natural storm? Or is this a man-made storm? Or is this a result of something that just came out of manipulating the weather and it got out of hand? But before we go there, and we're going to go there, we're going to watch it. I don't know if you heard of this. I mean, we got all kinds of new words that are being invented.
We do.
We got fire NATOs, all these kind of, remember that?
Yes.
Now we've got something. Have you heard of the steam NATO?
No, I have not.
I've never heard of it. Now this is a new term in Texas called a steam NATO, reported in Texas as blizzard conditions plague U.S. from Nashville to Nantucket and Winter Storm Fern, which, by the way, Sandy knows I can't stand that. I can't stand that because, let me tell you something, the only reason it's called Fern is because the Weather Channel decides to name these winter storms.
Well, this is what
Makes me mad.
happens. This is what happens when people make a religion out of weather watching, and your church is called the Weather Channel.
As a Texan, I do not claim that. That's what Gabe said. Okay, so now watch this. Wild weather across the United States continued Sunday night with so-called steam NATOs reported in Texas with blizzard conditions affecting millions. At least 24 inches of snow is set to blanket the Northeast into Monday morning before a deep freeze and icy conditions take over the southern region. They now warn that a catastrophic ice is still on its way and further outage. I think I might have a video over here. You see that right there? That's a steam NATO. Let's watch it. You can barely see it, but it's back there. Y'all, that is a steam NATO.
Can you please explain to us how this works?
So
I'm dying to know.
All right, so a steam NATO, let's see. Let's break it down. Steam NATOs have been recorded in Texas. They form when cold air moves over warm lake waters. Well, there it is. Very deep. That was so deep.
I want a Jim Cantori expose on the Weather Channel about this.
Oh, my goodness. So, so if you had never heard of steam NATO, now you have. All right, so let's get in there. Let's ask the question. Was this an engineered storm? Before I show this first video, and a lot of you guys know Jimmy Dore. I've watched a lot of his stuff. Don't always agree with him, but he's not afraid to. And I think he's actually a little bit on the liberal side, I think, sometimes. But he does allow questions like this. But you commented earlier that this is a common thing, but when we started seeing on the news that this was coming in, and many of you have reported that it just seemed like chemtrails was on another level that day before they came in. Did you notice that?
I can't remember too specifically that day. I remember multiple days before that I was seeing chemtrails. And like I told you, multiple X's in the sky, the whole deal.
Yeah. Look, people are laughing so hard in the live check about the steam NATOs. I'm with you. They said, is that not just called a water spout? I mean, I think that's what we call it, right? But they just thought, okay, we need Fern and we need steam NATOs.
Yes.
Because it's part of it.
Listen, they've been naming these storms for how many years now?
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, Gabe. Sounds like Sharknado. It does. It does. Okay. He says, I trust Larry Weatherman to tell me the truth over the local famous way. Thank you. Thank you, Marcia.
Is this guy Alex Jones' brother?
Is it that again? That again? Every week somebody new comes on here thinks that I'm Alex Jones.
We're gonna start selling vitamins and supplements
on
this show.
Exactly.
So that we can try to confirm your.
What if I did something like this? Are you kidding me? Let me just tell you something right now. The government is coming after you. Do you hear me? You better get Jesus in your heart.
That was good, babe.
I probably scared a lot of animals. If I shaved my head, I could probably. Somebody sent me a picture of one night that screenshotted me, and I went like this to you. I went, and they screenshotted it.
Man, this night's already been crazy.
What just
happened?
We're going to still be crazy, but we're going to. What in the world just happened?
What was that?
What was that? Are we still here?
Listen.
Oh, he's still here?
This show is trying to go off the rails tonight.
What just happened?
We don't even know where that came from.
That was a replay of some other
yes,
video.
It was. And we have no idea what or when.
People say I can't see the Alex Jones. Thank you.
If the vacuum could just start up right now.
No, I've already turned it off.
The robot vac,
right,
that would just make this night complete.
I'm not kin to Alex Jones. Let's go. All right. I don't know what just happened. This is crazy. All right. So the question is, the massive winter storm is completely engineered. This is a guy named Dave Winnington. Let's listen to what he says.
Dane Wigington.
Okay, sorry.
It's engineered.
So
the Davos WEF Forum in Davos 2026 is happening. It happened this week. And James O'Keefe went undercover and he got them to admit all the stuff that was called a conspiracy theory about people.
What'd you say?
James O'Keefe is the name we were trying to think of. And someone was trying to help us out in chat. And thank you, whoever you were.
Yeah.
People talking about chemtrails and the pollution that governments and private people are putting into the atmosphere under the guise of fighting climate change. Okay. World Economic Forum elites openly admit that chemicals are being sprayed into the atmosphere to cool the planet and even onto the food supply. One insider admits most of these operations are handled by the military, carried out quietly and behind closed doors. James O'Keefe went undercover at the World Economic Forum Davos 2026, capturing officials on camera, admitting to what's long been dismissed as a conspiracy theory. So let's watch a little bit of this.
So we invest in these technologies to assist with the warming climate, and the effect of sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere will help block some of the warming.
So James O'Keefe is posing as a guy who runs a company who's going to be doing these chemtrail stuffs and cloud seeding and things of that nature. So he's presenting himself as one of them undercover, and watch what he gets them to admit.
And the particles stay in the air for 1 year. So, and actually we're speaking to some of the airplane manufacturers and to see if they can emit some of our technology into the atmosphere to help with the global warming. That's right. Fantastic. Yeah, climate. I mean, we don't like to use the term climate engineering. It scares people. So we prefer.
But for me, being an engineer, I think that's actually what you do. It's
yes.
You can have financial engineering, you can have, I'm sure, climate engineering, because it involves something that's more scientific.
Yes, exactly. You're an engineer, you understand. And from Sweden, right? Yeah. So we don't like to call them chemtrails. We don't like to use this.
So what do you call it instead?
Well, we call it aerosol injection. Aerosol. It's kind of like little droplets.
Okay.
And the droplets form in the air, and they stay there for a year.
Yeah.
It's modeled kind of a mini volcanic eruption, actually.
Yeah. I mean, aviation fuels have some sulfur in them, so it creates some sulfur dioxide emissions naturally, and that does have a...
So this is a guy's name is Kennedy Ritchie. He's the president and CEO at 4Air, and so it creates some sulfur dioxide emissions naturally, and that does have a cooling effect.
Now, this guy, Kennedy Ritchie, who runs a company called 4Air, spoke on stage, and he says on his website that he wants to, quote, decarbonize the aviation industry. He actually told me he was trying to eliminate contrails entirely, but then brought up cloud seeding.
A lot of the work actually came out of the military, so they do this all the time.
Whoa! Have you worked with them at all?
No, because they're a little more closed door about their procedures.
You ever heard of sulfur dioxide?
Yeah.
You've heard of that? Okay. Yeah.
It's actually pretty cheap to do it. The ability to put sulfur dioxide there is actually a pretty cheap way to cool down the earth.
Oh, yeah.
So the opportunity for, one or two people to do it is, impressive. He went a little further. He's like, it'd be interesting if the government start doing this over each other's territories on purpose. Like if we start getting weather modification as a government, either good or bad. The closest one I'm aware of is someone called the Airborne Snow Observatory. They do some more like weather, I don't want to say modification, but more like upper atmosphere weather monitoring is probably a better term.
Yeah. Now, according to the website Airborne, this is what this guy Ritchie brings up, measures snow depth, snow water equivalence, provides highly accurate snowpack data, is a commercial spin-off of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory snow monitoring technology used to help water managers and scientists.
So let me bring in our expert guest on this, Dane Whittington.
I'm going to just play just a little bit of this guy, and I got several other videos to show you. But my question is, How does James O'Keefe keep fooling people?
Exactly.
Do they not know his voice? He just throws on a wig and he acts gay, and he's always with another guy pretending to be gay, and he's got a wig on, or sometimes he don't even disguise himself, and they just tell him everything.
I think it's the same story I've heard from different people in different scenarios. These people are so comfortable in what they're doing. They're so confident. They're so arrogant, and they'll just spill the beans. And I don't know if I should say this before or after you get into this, but while he was talking, this just took me back to July. It took me back to Texas. It took me back to that kid. He's just a kid.
Oh, about to show him.
August Dorico.
Okay. Oh, yeah. A mullet guy. Oh, I got
the rainmaker, the guy.
Oh, we about to go there, baby.
Okay, I had no idea that we were doing that, but when he's talking, it took
Mullet
me
man.
back. We're on vacation. Horrible floods in Texas.
Yep.
This guy had been cloud seeding short time before that. Oh my goodness. Okay, but we're in sync because
Speak of the mullet man.
Speak of the mullet man.
There he is.
Is it August Dorico?
Yeah, something like that. Dude is in his 20s. He's 25 years old when he was on there.
Gets funded by who's the billionaire?
Not Palantir. Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel.
That has this. What does he call this program? This
his company.
The program that Peter Thiel has, where he
does the scholarship. Yeah.
And he ends up funding this young man.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
All right. So if you haven't seen this show, go to Sean Ryan and watch the entire show. Just search for weather modification. And dude says some things that's incredible. Now, he's 25 years old at the time of this, and this was just this year. So he's 25 or 26.
He's young.
About 93% of all of the liquid and ice water that traverses the lower atmosphere.
And just so you know, I'll go back and start it. But what we're saying is, if you're not familiar with this guy, he owns this company and he makes rain and snow for clients.
For clients.
He goes up and we've heard about seeding clouds forever, but this is new level technology.
And he's probably going to say it, but I remember in this interview back in the summer, he said it only takes a very small amount of this silver iodide.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right? To make this process
but when you hear
happen, or at least begin
when
to try
you
to
tie
happen.
what we're going through right now to what he says about snow, stay tuned.
So to give you the overview of what cloud seeding is, about 93% of all of the liquid and ice water that traverses the lower atmosphere over the U.S. So the water in the clouds, right? About 93% of that doesn't precipitate over land. It just evaporates away or gets recycled by the oceans. That means that there's a ton of water up there that's just going to waste that you can bring down. So certain clouds that aren't naturally precipitating or that aren't very efficiently precipitating, you can identify those with radar. You can measure that there's liquid in them that isn't coming down, fly a drone up into them, disperse a material that freezes the liquid in the cloud. And we can talk about what that material is later, but disperse a material that freezes the liquid in the cloud into big, heavy snowflakes that become heavy enough to fall down. And if it's warm beneath the cloud, melt into rain. If it's cold, stay as snow. And so if you just blast a cloud, right, and then it rains, that isn't necessarily proof that you caused it to rain, right? Like maybe you're just good at picking clouds that were going to rain anyway. And so nobody could really justify doing this at scale up until 2017. And what changed then was the National Center of Atmospheric Research, an organization called NCAR out in Colorado. They realized if you have the right wavelength of radar, of dual polarization radar, which I'll talk about again in a sec too. But if you have the right kind of radar and you fly in a zigzag, right, or in a circle, or in your initials, and you only see precipitation on the radar in your flight track, then you can say, oh, that is definitively man-made because we flew in this zigzag or we flew in this spiral, and there's only precipitation occurring in that shape. They did that in Idaho in 2017 multiple times. And that was the very first time that people were able to show, one, that it was unambiguously working, and two, that they could measure how much water they put on the ground. And so most folks, even in the scientific community are still catching up to speed with this tech. The regulatory community, some people know about it, think it's cool. Some people think that it doesn't exist. Some people don't know the difference between cloud seeding and geoengineering and a bunch of other stuff.
The interesting thing I want to point out there is some people don't know the difference between cloud seeding and geoengineering. In my opinion, he admitted that there is people doing geoengineering, not just cloud seeding.
Does this interview, can you see the date?
No, not on these shorts.
Because we know the floods in Texas were somewhere right around July 4th.
Because he asked him about it.
No, I'm saying we know the floods happened right around July 4th. I thought this interview, it certainly would have been recorded, I think, before, however long before it was released. But I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's another clip from it, and I'll read this first. It says, cloud seeding is a real thing. It's not a theory. This is the CEO of a weather modification company calmly explaining how rain and snow are intentionally created by humans using silver iodine, classified as a hazardous chemical. Cloud seeding is a weather modification, blah, blah, blah. It's very simple terms. They add particles to the clouds. So let's watch this, and then I got another one after that. All right.
Kerrville, Texas.
Have you been in your own rain?
Snow. Yeah, our own snow. It's actually way easier to make snow than it is rain.
Why is that?
So you know how the material freezes the liquid in the cloud?
Mm-hmm.
That means that the cloud has to be cold enough for you to freeze it in the first place, which generally means that it's cold beneath the cloud too. Now, with respect to rain, we're operating in Utah, Colorado, Oregon, California, and Texas. It's all rain in Texas, so we've been in our own rain there. Out in West Texas in the Trans-Pecos, the Panhandle. That's been pretty cool.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty. It's got to be a weird feeling, knowing that that's your rain.
Like I said, that's the second most important thing that I've ever done in my life.
What is the agent?
Do you know what it is?
So silver iodide. That is what has been used.
He claims being a Christian was the number one most important thing.
Yeah, most important thing was giving his life to Jesus. So he goes on to say that in this, he says, one of the coolest things was I made snow and I saw that the kids, bless you, that the kids had a snow day. And I thought to myself, he says, I thought, how awesome is that? How cool is that I just gave those kids a snow day?
Yeah, I hope he's
that's weather manipulation.
Not getting a God complex either. Yeah. But what he said before was whatever pattern we fly is the areas that are receiving rain.
Yeah.
And it's good because we can measure
how much rain we brought down
to know how successful.
Yep. So then Sean asked him about military. What would happen if the military got a hold of this technology
and weaponized it?
Or weaponized it?
I mean, when you talk about malicious intent, do you think that this could be weaponized?
We know that it can be weaponized. So we know that it was weaponized in Vietnam. I would be surprised. Let me pose this hypothetical, right? There's a limited window of time in the Straits of Taiwan during which landing craft can easily traverse the straits because the weather is not so severe that there's not a lot of rain coming down. There's not really rough seas. If you can modify the weather and you can extend or shorten that window, then the strategic situation around that island changes meaningfully. Similarly, if you're trying to move personnel or material and it's wet on the ground, right? Like a lot of Operation Barbarossa failed because tanks got stuck, armor got...
I mean, when you talk about...
So he's basically laying it out that it is a weapon in the sense that if you need to get your aircraft carriers across, a certain area of the ocean and you can make that ocean tumultuous and all this where it's impassable, that becomes a weapon. And then you can cause drought to dry up the muddy.
Drought. Yeah. The whole thing.
So it's not that it could be.
Certainly.
I think we all agree that it is being used.
I
Not
think
could
that
be.
it has been used.
So okay.
Questions.
So let's answer the live chat, and I want to ask you, what was your gut feeling? And if the answer is, hey, this was just a bad snowstorm, and we're not belittling this snowstorm. This is a very real snowstorm that actually people have lost their lives. Many have lost their property.
Yes.
Millions of people are still without power.
Infrastructure has been seriously, if not damaged, then certainly delays are put in. I mean, there are people who can't move because the roads are impassable.
Have you seen the videos of people setting snow like with a lighter on them?
I was just sitting here hoping you were going to bring something up about that. Yes, certainly. And not just in this snowstorm,
No.
in past snowstorms. What does this mean? There are videos right now of people scooping up snow and trying to, crush it in their hand and listen to this. This doesn't feel like snow.
Right.
This doesn't melt. All these things.
Yeah. Well, it's not just the weather. It's everything is being manipulated. Everything is being manipulated. We go all the way back when we first started this channel. We didn't know anything. We still don't really know what we're doing, but we really didn't know what we were doing then, big time. But
have we made any progress?
We've made a little bit.
All.
But I certainly did not understand the algorithm and things that would get you triggered. I mean, we when we first started out, we just felt like we were in our church. We could say anything we wanted to say. And I got kicked off. Literally, I got a strike.
Right.
I got threatened to say that I was going to lose my channel if I did that again. It was all kinds of stuff. So we had to learn how to navigate words. And listen, how soon we forget when we were going through we began to call the wah-wah. And people our new people would say, what's the wah-wah? We'd always say the wah-wah. Well, the wah-wah is what we had to come up with because we couldn't even say the word COVID. We couldn't even say the actual virus. Or the jab.
Right.
We had to go
That's really why we said wah-wah.
We couldn't say vaccine, so we had to say
vaccination.
The wah-wah.
Yeah.
But all that being said is, y'all, there's so many things that that's one of the reasons why at the Prophecy Conference we're putting that behind that in our website, not on YouTube and Facebook, because we want our people to be able to hear the truth, and we want you to be able to hear the truth. That's why you can get the streaming option. But that being said,
can we read this comment?
Okay.
From Harpazo.
Go ahead.
I'm a pharmacy tech. These chemicals, trails, and cloud seeding act, etc. I've been wondering, many of the drugs we push out for allergies, sinus problems, on and on. Could this be part of it?
Yeah.
I am with you.
Yeah.
Think back over the last 10 years, how many new allergy prescription medication commercials have you seen on television?
Right. Absolutely.
And I have wondered the same thing. Why do we all of a sudden need so many new and different allergy medications?
Well, speaking of that, one of the things that we talked about, and we have to walk this line very tight and carefully. You made a point earlier today. You said, have you noticed how...
And I've said this multiple times.
Well, go ahead and say what you said.
Probably 3 years. Because...
Can I help you?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to help you, and then you comment out, because I think I can know what I'm supposed to be able to say and not.
Good. That will help.
Okay, all right.
That will help.
So you made a comment, you saw a commercial, and you said, isn't it interesting how there are so many new commercials for HIV and for the term that was also by the way, the very first virus that ever had its own civil rights.
Right.
If you remember when AIDS came out, you could not question if somebody was diagnosed, your doctor did not have permission legally to tell your spouse that or anything like that.
Right.
So that being said,
and let's just touch on AIDS. What does that stand for?
Acquired immune deficiency.
Acquired immune
deficiency. Well, we're going to get into. I'm going to show you a redacted video that's going to go along with what you were saying. But you said, there was a span of many years we didn't see nobody talked about this disease anymore. Now all of a sudden we're seeing commercials that are saying these are for immune deficiency, which is HIV. There's the virus that causes AIDS.
Right.
And there are many people, without us, we're going to walk the line because I'm sure we'll get flagged, at least get the blue box down there. But there are many people who theorize, hypothesize that the jab affected the immune system and did something to alter the DNA of individuals who took the wah-wah, and more and more people are beginning to report this, okay? So that being said, before I show this video, do you have any comment on that, the commercials and all that we were saying? Because you were asking what we're talking about right now.
I would say over the last 4 or 5 years, we have seen multiple new, brand new HIV drugs, or at least if they are not brand new, they have decided to run these commercials so often. And I'm like, why am I seeing? I mean, I'm not great at pattern recognition, but I'm decent at pattern recognition.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm seeing a pattern of this happening over and over, I'm asking myself, I was not seeing this last year.
Right.
But now it's an onslaught.
Yes.
Why?
It is. Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because there's more cases of it that's
Why?
not being reported.
If there's an uptick in the commercials, then there must be an uptick in the need now, or they know there's going to be an uptick in the need. So why is that happening?
So the thing is, the supposed theory is, and people are saying that they have evidence that the wah-wah is not only affecting immune systems, actually causing HIV or making you more prone to it.
Making your immune system weaker so that it can't fight these things off.
Can't fight these things off. And then now there is this, we've heard it for years, but now people like Redacted and some others are actually feeling bold enough to say it, that it is injecting nanobots into your bloodstream that is emitting signals that even so much now, I'm just going to look at the headline before I play it. Look at the headline. Okay, here it is. The COVID shot turned the human body into a transmitter. And if you'll notice the thumbnail, it's because this person that is his guest is saying that even after they are in the grave, they are still emitting signals.
Well, it turns out Havana syndrome is real, and our next guest has been documenting it for years. But then after the COVID vaccine rollout, suddenly he started noticing incredible similarities, increases in complaints coming forward that 100% were identical to what he was seeing with Havana syndrome. He's featured in a new documentary that might be the most mind-blowing report we've ever seen on the COVID vaccine. It looks at the shots in our bodies almost acting as transmitters, broadcasting signals. And one of the most eye-opening scenes from the trailer shows signals being received, and then the camera pans back and you realize the signals are coming from underground, 6 feet underground, in the corpses in the graveyard. People that had taken the shot, now dead, but still sending a signal. Watch.
Way back in 1778, the Continental Congress unanimously passed America's first whistleblower law.
I did this clearly at my own jeopardy.
It recognized the duty to give the earliest information to Congress of any misconduct, frauds, or misdemeanors committed by anyone working for government.
The information I'm presenting is made as a protected communication under Title 10 USC 1034 as a whistleblower.
246 years later, whistleblowers have an incredible record of changing the course of history.
In late October of 2019, I was approached by leadership. There were 5 clients and there was a vendor in the room. The vendor was BioNTech. These are the notes that I took during the conversation of the meeting with the stakeholders for the contact tracing application. Took the fabric of my reality and just ruptured it. I mean, it just made me question everything.
government is going to grant themselves powers unilaterally to create greater control over American society and global society.
COVID is critical because this is what convinces people to accept, to legitimize
Upload complete.
total biometric surveillance.
It's always the data. It's the crack cocaine of Silicon Valley. We are already living inside the architecture of totalitarianism.
We need not just to monitor people, we need to monitor what's happening under their skin.
I know my husband is not vaccinating people and putting a microchip in her arm because that technology doesn't even exist and he's never uttered the words out of his mouth, so.
Yeah, wow.
Microchips and tracking devices are embedded in the vaccine. Is this accurate?
We have 6 MAC addresses that are pulsing Bluetooth signals, and all we are is surrounded by tombstones.
So can someone explain to me why we're getting EMF emissions off a grave inside of a Faraday cage, please?
So we've seen the reports of individuals having unlicensed MAC addresses post-vaccination. I've seen evidence of that myself.
One of the requirements that it just changed the entire course of the conversation and frankly my life, that's when lipid nano came into the conversation.
These are not vaccines, these are not biological. As you go through the patent in section 219, it explains how they are self-assembled nanoparticles, and they're fully programmable.
From a technical perspective, if I can retrieve data, I can send data.
DARPA calls it transhumanism.
I mean, can you hear what I just said and not want to just step away?
Blood samples aren't supposed to have blinking lights. But there they are. They're little dots. They move across the slide and they're blinking. This was brain tissue that had been sitting in a jar of formalin for 6 months.
Even if the body dies, they continue.
Yes, apparently.
Wow. I don't even want to play anymore.
It's so disturbing. Oh my goodness.
I mean, you just, first of all, I want to say this. I don't know if this is all true or not.
Right.
But it appears that some of it's true. And if some of it's true, ladies and gentlemen, we can't even fathom what's in us. Because even if you didn't take the wah-wah, of which we did not, and we were very open that we were not, it's in our food. It's in our air.
Yes.
It's everywhere.
I did watch this video today, and I've had both of the grandkids, so I might have been a little bit distracted. I can't remember if this person goes on to say, to talk about transmission. If you have this in your body, that you can transmit it to others. I mean, I've certainly heard that. I know.
You mean like cross-infect?
Yes. I know many of you have heard that as well.
Well, remember when you supposedly got the jab, there was people that were saying that you could transmit.
I only say that because you're talking about, well, it's in the water, it's in the food, the mRNA certainly. But that's just so disturbing.
Well, let's go a little bit more disturbing. Here we go.
The Supernatural AI Update. Brought to you by Uncle Jimmy.
Uncle Jimmy! It's the Supernatural AI Update. All right, so this is not creepy, but yet it goes into this realm here. We're going to the moon. We're going back to the moon.
Thank you, Donna Miller. Shedding.
Yes.
I could not think of the word.
Shedding. That's it.
Going to the moon. Going back to the moon.
Going back to the moon. But listen, y'all, this is interesting here. Breaking. Scientists have been disappointed with Americans after it was revealed that 4 astronauts are going back to the moon for the first time in 54 years on Friday, and nobody's talking about it. It has led astronomers and scientists into fearing that Americans no longer care about space or our evolution.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you're about to say next, but the last time we got bored with space and rocketry is when we got Apollo
Challenger.
No. The movie.
Oh, the movie Apollo
13.
Yeah, Apollo 13.
Not that it was a movie.
No, I get you.
The event of Apollo 13.
There's this great debate of whether we went to the moon or not. Let it be known, y'all. Everybody's got their own opinion. I want to set the record straight on where I stand tonight before I play this video.
Okay.
Where I stand, I don't even know how deep we've gone into conversation. Know really where you stand. I think I know where you stand. But here's where I stand on whether we went to the moon or not.
Right.
And of course, flat earthers are going to just come against me big time right now. And I'm not mad at you for flat earther. Please don't be mad at me if that I'm a round earther. Okay. Because if we got Jesus, we're going to heaven. Okay. All right.
I'm not laughing.
You're trying to keep the snot.
I'm trying to not leave because
hey,
things are trying to go south.
You want me to mute you and blow the trumpet in Zion?
No.
Okay. All right.
It's gonna be a departure for me if I
Okay. All right, here we go. I'll be fast.
No,
okay.
I'm not trying to rush you up.
All right. So look, I believe that we have been to the moon.
Okay.
But personally, I don't believe the moon footage that we saw of the moon landing is real. That's my opinion.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to share your quick opinion before I show you this or not.
Listen, I've heard, okay, your mother, God bless her.
Yeah,
she said, we didn't go to the moon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She told me that my whole life.
Right.
My whole life, y'all, I heard that.
I think the majority of Americans, maybe until not so long ago, have believed, yes, of course, we went to the moon.
Right.
And then there are some who believe, well, we did go, but they were afraid of what might something terrible might happen. So we also, who is that director, producer's name?
Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick also filmed,
produced a backup. And they made a funny movie about it, but it was really telling the truth.
Which is what we were shown as Americans, which is why there are discrepancies and different questions.
That's what Radio Face is saying. The first one was fake for sure. We had to pretend that we beat Russia.
So
I agree.
I honestly don't know.
Okay. Well, that's a good answer. That's a good answer.
I think we went there, that we went to the moon, but did we also do a backup recording?
Look, I don't know
about that part.
The bottom line is this. I want to show you this little, it's a 1-minute video. It's really powerful. But to your point, I believe that there were probably people in NASA that was saying, look, we don't want to take the chance that the world sees something live that they don't need to see. So I think they probably went, but they got their own video and it mysteriously got deleted. All right, so watch this right here. This right here says this video. But the interesting part about this video is when you hear the astronauts, the 4 astronauts of the Artemis program, I want you to listen closely. Now I'm going to stop it when he gets to it, but I want you to listen closely to what they say about why they're so excited to go to the moon.
We shall return.
This is a live look.
We will see things that no human has ever seen.
Did that hit anybody else like it did me? We will see things that no human has ever seen. Are you going to the moon? Have we not done that? What are you planning on seeing on the moon that no human has ever seen before? And why would you say that?
We want to know what's out there just beyond the horizon.
Amazing live views from the spacecraft.
Coming back to Earth, say we were doing like 5 or 7 miles.
Once again, we want to know what's out there on the other side of the horizon. Don't we already know?
7 miles a second. Those are just not numbers that humans generally think about.
We were always going to the moon.
6, pushing ourselves to explore is core to who we are.
3, it's in our nature.
1. It's a part of being a human.
And liftoff. 6 million pounds on the pad. 250,000 miles.
Boosters have separated.
When humanity sets big goals, we can accomplish extraordinary things.
Now, my question is this. There was not a single mention of us going back. There was not a single mention of the mission before the Apollo program. And it sounded like they were saying, this is the first time we're doing it. We're going to see things that no human's ever seen. We want to know what's on the other side of the horizon. And then she says, we were always going to go to the moon. Not we were always going to go back to the moon.
Right. I know.
Was that not odd to you?
Yeah, it was. Confusion in the language, and it just, God, does it not make you so mad? It's just, irritating. A lot of people believe that NASA is just the public face, the public side to space exploration and all of that because, you know, this Space Force is not necessarily a new thing.
Right. Yeah.
There was a secret space program from years ago.
All right, real quick, I'm going to show you something because we're coming down off this mountain. I got several other AI things to show you, but I want to show you something. I want to do a demonstration here.
All right.
So we're going to go back to ChatGPT like we do sometimes. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to go to ChatGPT. Let's just ask it a question. I'm going to ask a question. Did we really go to the moon? Okay.
Here we go.
All right. So here we go. I want you to see how fast this response is. I'm going to do the voice for you. Okay. Did we really go to the moon?
Yes, we did. The Apollo missions landed astronauts on the moon, starting with Apollo.
All right. So the reason I want to show you that, I want to show you, did you notice how fast this entity responded? Okay. Almost immediate. It was like a half a second responded. I wanted to show you that so that you could see this. Look at this. This is the process behind every single ChatGPT response that is ever given. When you ask it a question, I want you to see all that happens before the answer.
Type your query.
And then you get your answer.
Excellent demonstration.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
I mean, millions of people are asking that question, and this is happening within a millisecond. Some of your questions are being answered in data centers around the world, going underneath oceans and coming back to you in milliseconds. That's why it takes so much power.
Yeah.
Is that not insane to you?
It is insane. It doesn't seem like it would even be possible under any circumstances.
We continue. Are we having fun yet?
So much fun.
All right, here we go.
I think
this was at the WF.
In terms of, the models that write code, I have engineers within Anthropic who say, I don't write any code anymore. I just let the model write the code. I edit it. I do the things around it. I don't know, we might be 6 to 12 months away from when the model is doing most, maybe all of what SWEs do end to end. And then it's a question of how fast does that loop close? He
literally said it to World Economic Forum. This is the CEO of Anthropic, who owns Claude and is one of the major competitors of OpenAI. We are 6 to 12 months away from my company's AI writing all of its own new code, and then we'll just see how quick the envelope closes after that. He's basically saying within a year, 6 months to a year, we will not run anything in our company. The AI will run Claude. I mean, I'm speechless. We're not prepared.
No, that's scary on multiple levels. I don't know if we're getting into this later, but I told you before the show tonight that I saw, and I really want to confirm this on multiple levels, that Amazon is letting 30,000 people go tomorrow.
Supposedly.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And it's not on the news anywhere. It's not on the news. And so, but look, even if that's not true tomorrow, we know it's coming.
Sure.
I mean, they're instituting robots.
This little, nonchalant statement that he just made in 6 months or 12 months or whatever time frame it is, what does that mean?
Exactly.
For employees, real people with families. What?
Right. That's right. It's real. It's real people. Now, when AI first started making videos, this was the first one that came out. Was Will Smith eating spaghetti? Look how horrible it was.
So sloppy and horrible.
Look at this is the same company in 2.5 years.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
So I'll get flagged for the music, but he goes, Uncle Phil, come here and look at this. Look at none of this is real.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Uncle Phil, come try this. Fresh pasta of Bel Air.
Yo, you better get Jesus in your life. We're cooked.
Mm-hmm.
We're cooked.
Yeah.
So here's another one. We got a couple more. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. If this robot locks on you, you're doomed. What's this robot?
What is this called?
It's called, this is a running away is starting to look like a losing strategy. In this experiment, a small robotic system is shown sprinting on a treadmill at speeds exceeding 40 kilometers an hour. Despite its compact frame, this robot maintains balance, precision, and acceleration that already rivals or surpasses any human capability. What makes it unsettling is not just the speed, it's the control. The machine does not tire, hesitate, or lose focus. It simply executes. Terminator!
Yes.
You say, well, but you say, but what about the delicate things? They can't do the delicate things. Watch this. Yo, this is what's already here. You don't think they can do the delicate things? Watch how this robot does this. Take the music off. So he's gently folding in, what do you call those little twirly things that the kids have?
Pinwheels.
Pinwheels. So it's making this, gently pushing it down, all this, demonstrating, it says a humanoid robot performs a task that demands extreme finesse rather than force, and it manipulates a thin, fragile material, aligns it with millimeter level accuracy, and secures it without tearing, slipping, or compensating too late. Every movement is intentional. Every adjustment is controlled. Y'all, you know what? Hey, I don't know how long we got. So y'all, you know what you need to do? You need to just go ahead and go to Israel with us.
Go ahead and go see the Holy Land.
You just need to go see the Holy Land with the big picture tour with Pastor Larry and Sandy Ragland and Pastor Paul and Heidi Begley.
Come on.
November 1st through the 10th. Go to Israel26.com. That's it. Israel26.com. You'll go to the registration. Registration is open. Go ahead. It's a $300 registration. Go ahead and get your passport. Get it registered. Go ahead and lock yourself down. Tell that devil you ain't going to stop me. We're going to the Holy Land, y'all. I don't know how long we got. We're going to Mount Carmel, Megiddo, Nazareth, Sea of Galilee, Tel Dan, Caesarea Philippi, the Golan Heights, and Bethsaida, and much more.
Yes.
You'll stay in nice hotels, 4- and 5-star hotels, deluxe AC motor coaches. Come on, somebody. Everything's included. It's an all-inclusive price. You get 3 meals a day, not 2. Only money you'll spend when you're there. And it's not a cheap trip. We understand that. But if you can make it happen, it's got till November. Yes. Then you can buy you a souvenir. That's it. But you'll be on the bus with us, y'all. Come on. Hey, bus with us.
So much
be
fun.
On the bus with us.
With us.
The bus with us.
Bus with us.
It's going to be awesome. So go to Israel with us. Israel26.com. We got one more nominee, and this is the one I've been waiting on.
Oh, boy.
Of all weeks for this to pop up in one of my favorite sites.
Help us, Lord.
We just happened to flip through the channels one night. We had a rare night to sit on the couch, and lo and behold,
we only caught the very end of this movie.
And it's so amazing that this clip is where we started it, Sandy.
Shut up.
This is exactly This is exactly where we started when he was trying to come onto the ship and disable. You know, what are we talking about? So we're like, y'all are having a conversation. We have no idea what you're talking about. We're talking about
being cryptic.
2001: A Space Odyssey that was released 58 years ago. Stanley Kubrick, we already talked about him. Some people say that he's the one that made the moon footage. He showed what happens when a machine follows logic with no room for judgment. Oh, HAL 9000 was built to be flawless, honest, rational, but also to hide the real mission from the crew. And of course, this is where we make fun of it all the time on here. Dave, I can't do that, Dave. It's against my programming, Dave. So let's watch a little bit of this.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
What's the problem?
I think you know what the problem is just as well as I do.
What are you talking about, Hal?
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
58 years ago.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hal.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me. And I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.
Where the hell did you get that idea, Hal?
Dave, although you took very thorough precautions in the pod against my hearing you, I could see your lips move.
Wow. He realizes I'm doomed.
Uh-oh.
I'm doomed.
Uh-oh.
All right, Hal. I'll go in through the emergency airlock.
Without your space helmet, Dave, you're going to find that rather difficult.
Hal, I won't argue with you anymore. Open the doors.
Dave, this conversation can serve no purpose anymore.
Dude, this was 58 years ago.
Open the
this
pod
is our
bay
world.
doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
58 years ago, Stanley Kubrick was letting us know there will be a thinking computer that will turn on you and will not obey you and will be able to know what you are saying even when you don't think that it can know what you're saying. 58 years ago.
What were people thinking
when
they watched this way back then? I mean, that's just...
It freaks me out now.
It freaks me out now.
And if you hadn't watched it in a long time, we came in right here in this scene. He goes in and disables, Hal.
He's disabling HAL 9000.
And Hal starts talking like
and then some really crazy scenes happen after that. And I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. And then it's like a psychedelic, drug-infested 10 minutes of nothing but just going through the wormhole. It was insane.
If you were watching this movie in 1968, you happen to be doing drugs while you were...
Yeah, you'd be like, man, this is cool. This is a movie.
I cannot even imagine.
All right, Sandy.
Your synopsis. Okay.
The nominees are...
Tonight's nominees are, number 1, Minnesota Madness. And we know there's plenty of it.
Yes.
Number 2, Were There Nanos in the Wow?
Come on.
Number 3, AI will run Anthropic in just 6 months.
6 months.
And number 4, 2001, A Space Odyssey.
Dave.
What?
Dave. This is what would happen to me. They'd be like, Larry, your dancing will not stop it, Larry. Your dancing will not stop
Larry, your dancing has no effect on me whatsoever.
But it has an effect on the audience. They love it.
Send your votes and prayers, please. I can feel my medication running out.
Yes. Almost there, baby. You made it.
My medication is running out.
You
Dave.
made it.
I cannot even keep up with these. They're so varied tonight. You guys are crazy.
Sandy, you sound different tonight, Sandy.
I do, don't I?
Something is wrong, Sandy. Are you okay?
I'm not okay. I need a cappuccino and a snack.
They are all over the board tonight.
ASAP. Yeah, you may have to roll this back. I don't know if I can even keep it.
All right, let's roll it back real quick. I'll take it back. All right, yeah. All right,
so slowly scroll up.
Okay. We'll do a little background music while we're doing that. Still coming in. I don't know. It's looking like 4 might have it.
4 is going to barely.
I think it's going to squeak it out.
Just barely eke it out.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
I think the winner is
2001: A Space Odyssey. What?
Yes!
58 years old. The same age as you.
Hide your children. Hide your eyes from this broadcast. They make the people are having a good time.
They're having a good time.
All right, babe. I'm proud of you. Y'all show some love for Sandy.
Thank you guys.
She didn't even know she was going to be able to be on the show.
Your prayers got me through this show. We had a conversation earlier, and I said, look, I'm going to try to soldier on, but if I tap your leg 3 times, I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out of here.
So I'm going to close by saying, big picture. Big picture. Big picture audience, listen to me, big picture. No matter what's going on in the world, we want you to know something, big picture. We ain't woke, but we are certainly awake.
Help us build the Big Picture family. We're on a mission to wake up the world to what is really going on. Go to LarryRagland.com to give a one-time gift or become a monthly partner. Any amount blesses the entire Big Picture family. While you're there, pick up our book, I See Greatness in You. Browse our merchandise store, connect on social media, and get on the Big Picture mailing list at LarryRagland.com. Join us and be a part of the Big Picture family, where we ain't woke, but we are certainly awake. You're watching The Big Picture.